Is it possible that positive outcomes can grow from negative life events? Hello everyone, my name is Amber Key Edwards. I am a professor of psychology and management and a doctoral student at Claremont Graduate University. For the last 4 years, I've had the pleasure and privilege of studying under one of the founders of the field of positive psychology, Mike Csikszentmihalyi. I've also published research articles and presented in national and international conferences on positive psychological constructs such as psychological capital, resilience, and positive leadership. Today, we're talking about the idea of post-traumatic growth, and I'm also presenting to you some possible strategies that you can use today to transform the negative life events that you've experienced into experiences of personal growth. Okay, so before we get started, I definitely want you guys to like this video and subscribe for more content like this. And I also want you to comment down below your beliefs about the possibility of having positive outcomes from negative events. Okay, so let's get into it. Before we even talk about the possibility of positive outcomes from negative events, I want to define what a negative event is, and I want to outline what negative events do to us psychologically when we experience them. So what is a negative event? A negative event often represents a loss of something. Sometimes it's a physical loss. We've lost a possession or a loved one. And other times it's a psychological loss, like the loss of safety or perceived safety, or the loss of perceived justice. And oftentimes this loss, it shakes the foundation that we built our understanding with. So when we lose a loved one, or we lose an opportunity, or we lose something that's significant to us, our foundation begins to shake up, and we begin to question those beliefs, those assumptions, those goals, and those ideals. Sometimes, some of us from negative events, we use that shaky foundation and we start to rebuild the foundation through fear, through distrust, and through bitterness. And we build that foundation through all of those negative experiences, and from that, our emotions, our thoughts, and behaviors represent that fear, that distrust, and those negative outcomes. So there is a possibility to actually take those negative experiences and that experience of that shaky foundation and create a foundation that is built for your personal growth, and that's built for you fulfilling your true purpose in life. So there was a study done way back in the day, back in 1995, and the researcher looked at individuals that were able to transform their trauma into something positive. And the individuals that were able to transform trauma into something positive did two common activities, or two common things. Number one, they associated themselves with a social circle that went through a similar negative event and had some type of positive connotation to it. So when you're going through something negative, try to reach out to individuals that have been through the same thing, but not just individuals that have been there, but also individuals that want to grow from there in a positive way. And you surround yourself with them so you can feed off of their energy and really see the possibilities for your growth through this negative experience. The second thing that individuals do when they're transforming trauma is that they redefine the sense of purpose and meaning for their lives. And that's what we're really digging into in this video today. Okay, so before we get any further, I want to hear your comments or thoughts about this idea of transforming trauma into something positive. I know it can be a very scary topic to talk about, because oftentimes we want to validate the trauma through expressing negative emotions or negative behaviors. We want other individuals to see, and we also even want ourselves to see, that the thing was wrong. This event was wrong. It should have never happened. And we want to validate it. So we act out emotionally and behaviorally, but oftentimes we don't see the benefits that we really desire through this behavioral outbreak. So I want to talk to you guys about what you really believe in this and what's the right way, because sometimes it's super uncomfortable to try to transform something negative into positive because we feel like we are validating that that event, it wasn't so bad. And I want to present to you the idea that we can know that the event is bad and also grow from it. But I do want to hear your thoughts, so comment them down below. Okay, so how can we create some type of meaning and some type of growth through negative life events? The number one strategy or mechanism is through written expression. Okay, so in this written expression, I want you to turn off everything: music, laptop, internet, social media, and I want you to be alone with yourself and a notebook, or alone with yourself in a Word document or a Google Doc. And I want you to really take this exercise seriously. There's a reason why you clicked on this video today, and it's because you've had some type of macro or micro trauma hit your life, and you want to see if there's a positive way that you can transform this negative event. And I want you to take this exercise seriously, because I promise you that it will make a difference. So the first thing I want you to do in your written expression is the hardest thing for you to do, and it's the thing that you inherently and instinctively do not want to do, and that is to express vividly what the trauma is. Naturally, we don't want to do this because it brings up a lot of negative emotions, and we want to create some type of balance with ourselves, and we don't want to experience that level, that heightened level of emotionality. So we try to push those thoughts and that experience down, and suppress it. And I promise you, psychologically, mentally, and physically, that's going to lead to some negative impacts for you. Distraction, lack of motivation, negative health is coming from the suppression of these negative traumatic events. So we have to let them go through a written expression, and you're going to feel lighter even though it's going to hurt while you do it. So once you've had the trauma written down, I want you to draft up a list of all negative outcomes due to this trauma. One of the traumas that I've experienced in my life is a car accident that resulted in my car being totaled. So I will go through what the experience was, how I felt before, how I felt during, how I felt after, and then that'll be step one. And then I'll draft up the negative outcomes. Number one, I don't have a car anymore. Number two, my sense of safety is lost. My sense of my protective God is questioned. Why did this happen to me? I'm now talking to insurance people that I don't want to talk to, and I hate administrative work. I'm losing time on studying and focusing on school because of this whole car accident thing. And then I keep adding to the list of all the negative outcomes of this event. Number three, I want you to outline the possible positive outcomes from this event. So I'll give you an example. With my car accident, what are some positives? Maybe I have more empathy for people who've experienced really big car accidents. I can be there more for a friend that's went through it. I can empathize more with that situation. Maybe I become more of a safe driver in the future, or maybe I appreciate my car more, or maybe I use that to have a stronger relationship with my loved ones because I see that my life can be taken from me in an instant. And so there is some positivity that I can glean from this negative experience. And so that step three is drafting up that list of all the positive outcomes that could possibly be at play. And number four, I want you to think about a future desired state, a possibility where you're in it and you're fulfilling what feels right. You're fulfilling what feels good. You're fulfilling what seems like a purpose. And I want you to just use your imagination of what that is. And in that, when you're writing it down, when you're experiencing it, experiencing it, I want you to realize that your trauma and your desired future state can live within the same lifespan. You can go through trauma and still live out your purpose. And even still, your purpose can be sharpened through your trauma. Your purpose can be more targeted. Your purpose can be more elevated because of your trauma. For example, I've experienced racial trauma throughout my lifespan from 5 years old to present day. And the different racial traumas have added up for me to understand that I know that part of my purpose is to make a positive impact on African people across the diaspora. And so present day, I've reached out and gotten different opportunities to do research on the African American experience in the workplace and looking at experiences of African American women, Black women in the workplace, and how they feel about racial discrimination, how it impacts their leadership. And this is allowing a whole new research stream that would have never been birthed if I didn't experience all the racial trauma throughout my lifespan. So there's something there that can sharpen your purpose. And if not, you can still reach your purpose even when you've experienced a trauma. And this exercise should show that. Okay, so we've reached the end of the video, and I want you to just give me your honest opinion about the topic of this post-traumatic growth, about this topic of gaining some type of positive outcome from negative events. This is not an easy topic or a fun topic to talk about, and some of you truly might think that there is no positive out of some traumas. Specifically, I want to know, are there some traumas that are too traumatic to grow from? Are there some traumas that are just off limits? No positive can come from it. Or are all traumas sources of some type of positive growth? I want to know your thoughts. Okay, so if you made it this far, you must have liked the video, so please give it a thumbs up, and definitely make sure you share this with your peers in your social network, your friends, your family, to really get the dialogue going, because we all experience some type of negative event or trauma within our lives. And definitely don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. Okay, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.